Through one of the worst experiences a parent could ever have to endure.
Sure, but one local family is now turning its tragedy into a blessing for others.
We thought that this was the best way for us to continue to remind the world that Caleb existed, that he's our son, and to do some good in his name.
Only News 5's Amanda Van Allen has one family story of loss and recovery from Strongsville.
The entire family was getting ready for a new addition when tragedy struck.
And I was 36 weeks pregnant, and I was at work one day and realized that I had felt a little bit of lack of movement. So monitored it for a little while, and then eventually went to the emergency room.
Shortly after getting there, Sarah and Chad Longfield got the worst news they'd ever hear.
They told us that he had passed away, and they started the labor and delivery process. And he was born the next day, and he was 5 pounds, 11 ounces.
They stayed with little Caleb for several hours. Then it was time to say goodbye and start their lives without him. Luckily, they had an entire community to fall back on.
Well, we were walking into the most dark hour we had ever experienced. There were people there shining lights, ready to support us in a way that we had no idea was coming.
A couple years passed, they had another son, but still wanted to find some way to honor Caleb, and together they thought of the perfect plan.
When a family experiences a stillborn, those bills still come, and it is like salt in an open wound.
Sarah and Chad started a nonprofit called the Caleb Andrew Longfield Foundation. They'll pay the hospital bills of families whose little ones are stillborn.
It's going to help ease the burden, because there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of other things to worry about.
So Caleb's name lives on in the hearts of his parents, brothers, and now all of the new families he'll help.
To have a foundation that's named after him is selfishly a way to get people to say his name to us, and for us to be able to say his name and remind the world that he existed.
Amanda Van Allen, News 5.